Okay, don't let him in. Next.
This is the Joe Walsh Show. Nights at 7 p.m. Independent Talk, 1100 KFNX. The information and opinions you hear on this radio show are those of the host, guests, and callers, and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of KFNX, its affiliates, management, or advertisers.
Hello and welcome back to Pain Management Arizona. I'm Bob Miller. I'm licensed massage therapist, neuromuscular trigger point specialist, and pain management specialist, owner of New Serenity Massage. Our two locations you can get worked on with me, and that's one in Peoria at Sonoran Life Solutions, about Thunderbird Road and 94th Drive in the Avenues, and the other one's right in downtown Phoenix on 7th Street between Thomas and McDowell at Urban Wellness. I specialize in trigger point therapy because I have found in the years I've been doing this that is the most effective way to get rid of pains that people have been suffering with for months, weeks, years, decades even. Because most of the pain that people are experiencing is because of knots in the muscles. We all know what knots in the muscles are. We all feel them all the time. And when those knots are on a nerve, it's going to be sending random signals, electrical signals up or down that nerve that's going to cause pain in the other areas it goes to because the brain just doesn't understand it. It's not a true signal because, the nervous system is the electrical system of our bodies. It's how our body communicates with the brain and how the brain communicates with the body. And when you got real signals like hot, cold, hard, or soft, the brain can understand those things. But when you got just a knot in the muscle that's wrapped around the nerve or pushing up against the side of the nerve, it's kind of like a feedback signal in a speaker wire. Like if you've ever plugged in a speaker jack and it's not plugged in all the way and you get this hum or buzz coming over the speakers. That's kind of the same concept of what's going on with your nervous system. And when that signal gets to the brain just says, I don't understand this. So to keep you safe, I'm going to tell you it's pain, burning, itching, tingling, or if it's completely cutting off the signal, it's going to be numbness. Visit my website at I'llFixYou.com. Find out more information and addresses where the locations are that you can come and see me. I have a very reasonable rate. I only charge $50 per hour currently. Most of those fast food places of massage people like to go to, they charge, $79 your first visit, $99 after that, unless you let them keep your credit card on file and charge it every month. And that's ridiculous. And most of the people that work there are fresh out of school, just learning what they're doing. And unfortunately, most of the massage therapists I've worked with in my career in those type of places, when I used to work in those places, all they do is what they learned in school. The school teaches you, it's a tight muscle, just stick your elbow in there and push really hard. And that is just really not healthy. That's just doing more damage to the muscle than it's doing good. You might get a few of the knots to release, but muscle's going to be sore for days or weeks afterwards. The technique I use is very specific. It's kind of like a targeted deep tissue work, very gentle, very passive. I communicate with you the entire time you're on the table. We talk about everything under the sun, and while I'm working on things, I make sure your pain level never gets above a 5 out of 10. I tell people specifically on a scale of 1 to 10, let me know when I'm only at a 5 because we don't need to go any deeper than that. We don't need it to hurt any worse than that. And I know where the knots normally occur. I know where the nerves are in the body. And so when a person tells me what their issue is that they want to relieve, be it headaches, back pain, shoulder pain, hip pain, tingling in the fingers, tingling in the feet, numbness, I know where to start looking. I don't just go off of what I've been taught, what I've read in books. I actually physically get on my hands on you, start the massage, start warming up the muscle groups, and I will feel exactly where these knots are, and I will get them to release very gently, very passively. And I have had people that have had the same pain for 10, 20, 30, even one guy was 40 years. He told me he had had low back pain ever since he slipped on in the mill carrying a sack of grain down the stairs, slid down the stairs on his back, has had low back pain ever since, and he said he hadn't worked in the mill for 40 years. And in all those years, he'd been to every type of doctor, specialist, chiropractor, neurologist, had MRIs, X-rays. None of them did him any good. All they wanted to do was give him handfuls of pills. Take these pills, it'll help with the pain. Unfortunately, they really don't explain to people how addictive they are, habit forming they are, and how when you can't feel pain, you're much more likely to injure whatever is already injured even worse because you can't feel that you're hurting yourself worse. And it really becomes a problem for people. I had a friend recently that had slipped in the bathtub and broke her ankle, and she was on pain medications for other issues and didn't even realize she had broken her ankle. She walked on it for 2 more days on vacation, not even realizing it was broken. By the time she got home and decided to get it checked out by a doctor, it had started healing back together in the wrong position, ended up having to get surgery. But it's just really amazing. The government has finally stepped in, and doctors can only prescribe a 5-day prescription of opioids, which is one of the most powerful painkillers out there. And after that's gone, you have to go back and see the doctor to get a new prescription for another 5 days when all these years they've been, giving you a 30-day supply with refills and everything else, and people are just really, abusing these pills, not knowing how dangerous they are, how addictive they are. And I looked up the statistics on the opioids that 80% of all the opioid painkillers that are manufactured in the world were eaten up by Americans. America only makes up 5% of the world's population, and we were eating up 80% of all of these powerful painkillers. I mean, that really kind of is an eye-opening statistic because other countries, they only use them in hospitals for end of life or severe trauma. It's like you really have to be hurting bad before they're going to give you any opioid painkillers. And here, we're just gobbling them up like candy. I mean, literally, it's in 2015 there was 300 million prescriptions for opioid painkillers in the United States. And there's only 329 million people in our country. So that's basically a bottle of pills for every man, woman, and child in this country. And it's just so out of hand because the body just starts becoming used to it. That's what it thinks your normal is. So even though you're not having the pain anymore, your body is craving these pills. But there is a solution. There is therapeutic massage with trigger point therapy, what I specialize in. As I said, I have 2 locations, Central Phoenix and in Peoria. Reasonable rate, only $50 an hour, and I also often have coupons and discounts on my website. So you can check out my website at I'llFixYou.com or go to PainManagementArizona.com. That'll link you into my website. Check out the specials, more information on how we can fix you up. You can even book an appointment directly from the website, see what times I have available. And you can buy gift cards. If you know somebody who's in pain, you can buy the gift cards directly on the website. They're e-gift cards. They go right to somebody's email, and they can come in and get them fixed, get their headaches, back pain, different issues going away. And when we come back, we're going to talk more about pain and how to avoid getting it in the first place and what types of things that you're doing that are causing these issues and how to avoid, you know, the regular things you do in life, how to be a little more careful and We will be back after these messages and take some calls. If you have questions, call into the station at 602-277-5369, and I can answer your questions. If you know somebody or yourself who have pain issues and you want a few more answers or anything I haven't touched on yet. We'll be right back.
Hi, Solar Sandy here. Currently, you're buying expensive power from your power company, paying fees, taxes, and all kinds of charges for your electricity. I want you to save money on a bill you're already spending too much on, and it's going to keep going up. To get saving with solar, fill out my kilowatt worksheet, and then I come to your house to show you how many panels you need and how much PYOP, producing your own power, will save you. No more high electric bills. It's really quite simple. Now you produce your own power and pay less for it. Go to my website, asksolarsandy.com. That's asksolarsandy.com.
This is Wrench Nation.
Have you talked about the smell of some, and I don't want to gross any of the audience out, but any of decaying rodents?
But listen, fresh fish smell from your vehicle could be a sign of very old antifreeze leaking.
Car talk, car culture, car tips, car music, all that is car. Wrench Nation.
Saturdays at 8 a.m. here on Independent Talk, 1100 KFNX.
Would you like to come on my radio show and talk about what you do? I'm Carol Blonder, the host of Networking Arizona. I created a show where you can get yourself heard by thousands of listeners. You also get a podcast of the show so you can put it on your website. Heard Tuesdays and Fridays from 3 to 5 p.m. It's a drive time, prime time show. Call me and book your spot at 602-228-4629. Get the word out about what you do. Visit my website, networkingarizona.net.
Who would a woman rather sleep next to, her significant other or her dog? I'll tell you which one makes a woman feel more comforted and secure this weekend on the John Tesh Radio Show. Join me, John Tesh, Saturday nights at 10 on Independent Talk 1100 KFNX.
Hi, I'm Dr. Bob Marshall, PhD, host of Healthline. Tune in to get your questions answered and hear the latest breakthrough information for you and your family. Our product line, Quantum Nutrition Labs, delivers what others only promise, nutrition that really works.
Are you searching for a full-spectrum botanical formula made from premier quality garlic extract? You've found it in Quantum Nutrition Labs' Quantum Garlic Complex, and it's on special. It features bear garlic and boasts high concentrated amounts of the unique nutrient allicin to deliver you exquisitely thorough immune and cardiovascular support. For a limited time, buy 2 bottles of Quantum Garlic Complex and get the third one free. Call 800-370-3447. That's 800-370-3447. Or visit online at qnlabs.com.
Welcome back to Pain Management Arizona. I am Bob Miller. I'm a licensed massage therapist. I specialize in neuromuscular trigger point therapy, actually getting your pain to go away. Regular massage is great for the body, all sorts of benefits of regular massage. But what I do is therapeutic massage. I don't just crank on the muscles and hope things feel better. I know how the anatomy of the body works, and I specifically target the areas that are causing the problems, such as headaches, back pain, even migraines. I just love it when somebody comes into my office and says that they get migraines or have had migraines for several years, because I just smile and I tell them I can make those go away, and they're not going to be coming back until you do the same type of activities that stress those muscles out and you get brand new knots. Because what I'm doing is a permanent fix. The problem is gone. But if you do the same type of activities, the knots, you'll get new knots, probably in the same areas and on the same nerve, and you're going to get the headaches or the migraines back again. But normally not for quite a while, because it takes quite a while to develop those knots in the first place. And I also help educate people and ask them questions and find out what it is you're doing that's causing these knots. It's really kind of funny. I call it my fortune teller routine when I'm working on somebody, getting the back warmed up and the neck and shoulders warmed up. As soon as I feel their neck, I can generally tell them what they do for a living and how long they've been doing it. And they are really amazed because I'll tell them, "You work on a computer all day, don't you?" "Yeah, I do." And you have 2 screens and they're, "Yeah, I do." "And they're side by side, you sit between the 2." "Yeah." "And you do most of your work on the right-hand screen, don't you?" And they're like, "How can you know this?" It's because I can tell by the tension in your neck that you are spending a lot of your day with your head just turned slightly to the right, and that's gonna stress out the muscles on the left. And that's why when you get headaches, your headaches are on the left side of your head, and they go up behind your eye. I can tell by the muscles because different types of headaches are gonna be on different muscles on different nerves. That's why I ask people when they tell me they get headaches, "Where are your headaches? Are they behind the eye, across the forehead, top of the head, back of the head, base of the skull?" Because that tells me which muscles I need to look at and release the knots, get the tension off the nerves. And the headaches go away and they don't come back. I always talk about the one lady I had a few months back. She had had a daily headache every single day for 18 years. I worked on her, only a 1-hour session. I stepped out of the room, let her get dressed. She opened up the door when she got dressed, and her eyes were real big looking at me. And I said to her, "It's kind of nice not to have a headache, isn't it?" And she said, "This is so weird. I forgot what it felt like not to have a headache." And I can understand that after 18 years of a daily headache, to have it just be gone. And that was 3 or 4 months ago, and her headaches have not returned. And it's just an amazing feeling for me. That's why I enjoy what I do so much. I enjoy getting people pain relief that they have not been getting. I've had people tell me they've quit taking their migraine medications because they're not getting the migraines anymore. And that's just fantastic. I just love to see people getting off these medications that they've been overprescribed and really aren't doing the job for them because it's something so simple. One of the other ones that gets me is carpal tunnel syndrome. Carpal tunnel syndrome is misdiagnosed. I think they wrote it up in the medical journal about 80% of the time. They tell people they have carpal tunnel syndrome, and it's actually what's called thoracic outlet syndrome, which is just tight muscles in the neck that are pinching the nerves and the blood vessels. And all you got to do is release the tension out of the muscles in the side of the neck, and it goes away. The tingling in the fingers goes away. The numbness goes away. And unfortunately, a lot of people have had carpal tunnel surgery that did not have carpal tunnel syndrome. And now they got a whole new set of problems because they've had surgery on their wrist for something that wasn't there. And it's just so many things. Back pain, but low back pain is something a lot of people suffer with. And people say, "Oh, I have sciatica." And unless you have a bulging, herniated, or ruptured disc that's bothering the sciatic nerve, that's not sciatica. It's what's called piriformis syndrome. Syndrome just makes it sound bad. It's just the piriformis muscle under the gluteus maximus is right on the sciatic nerve. You can release the knots out of that, and all of a sudden the back pain goes away. It's really, really simple to get a lot of these pains to go away. And most of the time, it can be done in one session. Not always. Sometimes, people will come in for a couple of sessions, and most of my clients continue to come, on a monthly basis or bi-weekly basis just to get things limbered up and keep them limbered up. Again, you can get to my website, go to I'llFixYou.com, and I have all the information you need on how to book an appointment. You can book an appointment through the website directly, or you can call the office and book. You can call me and book, and we can get you into for an appointment in Peoria at Sonoran Life Solutions, a wonderful counseling office they have out there. It does individual, group, and family counseling. There's an office there I can use. And at Urban Wellness, that's in Phoenix at about 7th Street between Thomas and McDowell. Great place there that I could work on you. So pretty much just minutes from pretty much anywhere in the valley. I only charge $50 per hour, which is about half the rate of those Massage Envy or Elements type places where you're not going to get the quality of care that you're going to get at an appointment with me. And my show is going to be moving. So if you want to let anybody or your friends, family that have pain know to listen to me, and easier time to listen to me, I'm going to be on Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. on this station, starting this coming Sunday, just a couple days away. I'm excited about that. We're going to be taking phone calls and doing more discussion. I'll have some guests on the show as well. But back to the way we strain muscles, because like I've mentioned in the past, what a knot in your muscle is your muscle is made up of fibers. Just like if you tear apart a piece of chicken, it comes apart in these little strings. Those are muscle fibers, very tiny. And when a muscle is held in the same position tight for long periods of time, tightened suddenly, or impacted, some of the fibers get stuck in that tight position, and it stops blood flow because blood cannot flow through a tight muscle. And once you get a few stuck fibers, all the other healthy fibers that are connected to those stuck ones, they start getting knotted up too because they can't relax either. And then if you think about it like a string, it goes from one end to the other on the muscle. So unless all the fibers can loosen up and let the muscle go back to its relaxed position, it is held tight. And when you got a group of knots, like if you put your hand on the side of your neck or on your shoulder right now, you'll probably feel some hard spots that are tender. Those are knots in your shoulder. And that is not just a knot that you're feeling. That's anywhere upwards from 50 to 100 or more knots in a cluster, because each knot's smaller than the head of a pin. But when I do my neuromuscular trigger point work on people, I know where I'm looking for the knots, judging by where they say they have the pain, and I have a highly developed sense of touch. I can feel where the knots are, and I apply gentle pressure and release the knot. I'm not squeezing the garbage that's stuck in the muscle out. It's not like I'm trying to squeeze toothpaste out of a tube that still has the cap on. I'm just applying gentle pressure to convince the body to release that trapped blood out of there. That blood is of no use anymore. It has no more oxygen, no more nutrients. It's got acetylcholine in it, which is the chemical that the body releases into the bloodstream to tell a muscle to tighten up. And there's no fresh blood to flush that out because it's stuck. So that's why that muscle's stuck in that position. I apply gentle pressure. The body naturally releases that metabolic waste back into your bloodstream, gets filtered out of you, and fresh blood comes in. That part of the muscle's got oxygen, nutrients, can go right back to being healthy. But body position, what we do during our day, can knot up your muscles. Simple things. Like I said, if you have two screens on at your workstation or at your desk, and you're sitting between the two, you're always going to use one screen most of the time. You got a home screen. That's where you spend most of your time staring. So I tell my clients, move your screens. Take that screen that you use most, put it straight in front of you so you're not sitting with your head turned all the time. Use the other one for a reference screen. If there's something on that screen you're going to work on for more than 5 minutes, grab that tab, pull it onto the screen in front of you. Cell phones, biggest offender there is. We stare down at our cell phones. I don't tell people not to use your phone. I tell you, hey, try to hold it up around shoulder level when you're looking at your phone. That way you're looking down at it with your eyes and not with your neck. So many little things we do throughout our day that are knotting up our muscles and causing our headaches, causing our back pain. Again, you can go to my website at painmanagementarizona.com or I'llfixyou.com for more information on how to book an appointment or to book it directly. And I am open pretty much 7 days a week. I can take appointments. But location in Peoria, Central Phoenix, only $50 an hour. Tell a friend to go to I'llfixyou.com or painmanagementarizona.com. Because we all know people that get headaches or have back pain that they're always telling you is bothering them. We can get that stuff fixed up. The hip pain, all sorts of pains are just knots in the muscle. Very easy for me to get that fixed up and very affordable. So give me a call, go to my website, book directly on the website, or buy somebody a gift certificate. There's a button right there. You can have a gift certificate, if I can say it, gift certificate sent right to their email. And then they just come in, show me the code, and it's already all paid for them. Great gift. Getting somebody's paid to go away. And when we come back, we're going to talk more about pain management and all sorts of other fun stuff. We'll be right back.
You couldn't be that man.
No deal made during a meeting between President Trump and congressional leaders today in an effort to reopen the federal government. In fact, afterwards, Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer related how long Trump said the shutdown could last if he doesn't get the border wall funding he wants.
We told the president we needed the government open. He resisted. In fact, he said he'd keep the government closed for a very long period of time, months or even years.
President Trump later confirmed he did say that. The Washington Post reports since the shutdown, at least 3 people have died from accidents at national parks. While the parks have remained open, it's been without staff, raising the risk of injury. Special counsel Robert Mueller's Washington grand jury was set to expire this weekend, but its term has now been formally extended by a federal judge. I'm Bart Neckert.
From the KFNX WeatherBug Weather Center for tonight, increasing clouds, overnight low 43. A mostly cloudy Saturday with a high of 64. Showers overnight Saturday night, cloudy with a low of 46. Showers on Sunday morning, then mostly cloudy with a high of 57. I'm Tim Livingston from the KFNX Weather Center.
Currently in downtown Phoenix, it's 51 degrees.
I'llFixYou.com. Therapeutic Massage with Trigger Point Therapy. This is real lasting pain relief. Regular massage is great, feels good, great for the body. But Trigger Point Therapy corrects the problem that's causing the pain at the source, even decades-old pain. Headaches, back pain, migraines, sciatic pain, and so much more. Safe, natural, and gentle, half the price of the big chains, only $50 per hour. Go to I'llFixYou.com.
I'm Francis Battaglia, president of Independent Talk 1100 KFNX, and we're expanding our lineup of local talk shows. We're looking for individuals, business owners, and professionals to host their own radio talk show. This would be a new weekly show that either you pay for or help get sponsors to fund your show. You would pick the topics, select guests, and take calls from the listening audience. There is no experience necessary, and we provide training. Call me at 602-277-1100, extension 1463, 602-277-1100, extension 1463.
Don't you understand how this works? Socialism is a great system until you run out of other people's money. This is how it works. You need an incentive to get to work every day.
The Savage Nation with Michael Savage, afternoons at 5 p.m. right here on Independent Talk 1100 KFNX.
Victoria's Bible Study, discussing living to your full potential in all aspects of life, including family, personal, financial, and relationships. With your host, Clancy Siganoff, every Monday night at 9 p.m. here on KFNX. Victoria's Bible Study, discussing living to your full potential in all aspects of life, including family, personal, financial, and relationships. With your host, Clancy Siganoff, every Monday night at 9 p.m. here on KFNX.
Hello and welcome back to Pain Management Arizona, the last Friday night show. Starting Sunday, we're going to be on at 9 a.m. on Sundays on 1100 KFNX. I don't know why I say we, it's just me, and I'm going to have a different board operator. I'm going to miss my buddy Justin. He's battling a horrible case of the flu over there. I had to bring him in some generic cough stuff, and he has to take a shot every time I say I'llFixYou.com. Unfortunately, it's the alcohol-free stuff, so... But yeah, we're talking about pain management. Want to say hello to Crystal in Chicago, who's watching on Facebook. We are streaming live. If you want to see the webcam in the studio at Pain Management Arizona on Facebook and Pain Management Arizona on YouTube as well. So you can also tell your friends if you want them to hear the show. They could tune in at any time on either of those channels and see some of my back shows. And luckily, my Sunday show is only going to be a 30-minute show with no commercial interruptions in the middle of it. So it will be a lot easier to sit through if you wanted to hear the whole show. But we are talking about pain management, and how to alleviate and prevent getting these pains. As I've been talking about, I do neuromuscular trigger point therapy, which is actually releasing the knots that are on the nerve that are causing the pain, which most people that are getting headaches, that's what is causing it. Unless you have a major sinus issue that's causing it, or actual injury to the vertebrae. If you have not had a traumatic injury and you have not been diagnosed or had an MRI showing that you have a bulging disc, herniated disc, slip disc in your spine, it's normally going to just be the knots that we develop in our muscles. See, we have what is known as the fight or flight instinct that's still in our brain, left over from the caveman days. And that part of our brain, as soon as we start thinking a lot, that part of the brain thinks we must be in danger because we're thinking a lot. Back in the caveman days, that's the only time we were really thinking really intensely and a lot, was when there was danger around or we were hunting. And so that part of the brain instinctively starts tightening up certain muscle groups just halfway, just so you're ready to run away, climb a tree, or get in a fight with a bear. And nowadays we don't have all those dangers around, but we are thinking all the time because we have evolved. We have computers and cell phones and relationships and driving and jobs. So we are constantly thinking at a high level. That part of the brain never evolved. It doesn't know the difference. That's why we always have our shoulders shrugged up. We have I mean, right now, whoever's listening, if anybody's listening, you could probably drop your shoulders down voluntarily. You could just, oh, wow, my shoulders were up. I do it, 50 or 60 times a day. I catch myself with my shoulders up. There's no way of preventing that from happening, but you can adjust it throughout the day. So what I tell people to do is remember the phrase, "It's time to drop my shoulders." So let looking at the time be your reminder, because we look at the time 100 times a day. Your wristwatch, clock on the wall, your cell phone. Just if you can get in the habit of dropping your shoulders down, it's going to take so much of the tension out of your neck and shoulder muscles, and they won't start knotting up as easily. Do that. Start looking at your cell phone more at shoulder level. If you have work on two screens, put one of the screens straight in front of you, or just look at the way your computer's set up if you only have one screen. If you're sitting with your hands on the keyboard, is the screen off to one side? That means you're sitting with your head turned. Your favorite place to sit in the living room while you watch TV? Are you turning your head to stare at the TV? You might want to readjust your chair or your couch or the way you sit on them so your knees are pointed at them. If your feet are flat on the floor, your knees should be pointing at what you're looking at for long periods of time. With the computers, you want your shoulders, the keyboard, and the screen to be lined up like dominoes, nice and parallel to each other. That way you're not twisting your head. Have your font big enough on your computer screen so you're not leaning in to read small print. Get glasses if you need to. Buy a pair at the dollar store, those magnifying reader glasses they have there. Anything that keeps you from holding a position that's out of alignment with having your spine pretty lined up. It's really not that hard. One of the things with low back pain that I catch on a lot of people is having your wallet in your back pocket. If you have your wallet in your back pocket and you're sitting throughout the day, you are sitting with your pelvis tilted, which in turn is tilting your spine and straining the muscles in your back. and you're holding that position. I recently had a jet airline pilot I worked on for low back pain. And I was going through all these different things that I normally run across with people asking them, do you do this? How's your work area set up? Are you twisting your upper body and leaving your lower body in the same position a lot? Types of things. And then I realized, I'll bet it's his wallet. And I asked him, and he said, yeah, I've always carried my wallet in my back pocket. And I told him, oh, you always carry it in the right back pocket too. He goes, yeah, how'd you know? I go, because I'm having to do so much work on the left side, because that's what's strained from having your wallet in your right back pocket. So I told him, you got three options. You can either carry your wallet in your front pocket, take your wallet out of your pocket when you're sitting down for long periods of time, or get a second wallet that's the same thickness, have one in each back pocket. Then you'll be balanced out. And he started, I fixed up the issues that he had released all the knots at his back pain went away, and now he carries his wallet in his front pocket, and his pain's not coming back. So there's just so many little things we do. If you think about a good example of how it feels is, if you think about you got groceries in one hand, and that's the side that your keys are in your pocket. So you try to get your keys out of your left hand pocket with your right hand. It's a really uncomfortable thing to try to do. That's because you're extending and twisting at the same time. And that is just an example of something we do briefly that's straining muscles. And stretching is great. There's a lot of free stretching charts on my website. Again, you can go to I'llFixYou.com or Pain Management Arizona, the name of the show, the name of the Facebook and YouTube pages, PainManagementArizona.com. And that'll give you a link to go right into my main website that has a ton of really great stretching charts. Look at the pictures, see where the muscles are highlighted, where you're feeling your pain, because stretching can give you temporary relief from the pain you have, because it's loosening up the muscle that has the knots that's bothering the nerve. It won't release the knots, but it might give you some temporary relief, just like basic massage can give you temporary relief. Chiropractic, I believe in chiropractic work, but one of the big problems there is the reason that your vertebrae is out of place, that they have to adjust you and put it back in, is because the muscles are knotted up that are connected to that vertebrae of your spine, and it's pulling that vertebrae out of position. You go to the chiropractor, they pop you back into place. Within a day or two, it's going to be pulled right back out because the muscle's still tight. The muscle still has knots. And so it's still stuck tight, and that's what's pulled it out in the first place. That's what's going to pull it back out after your adjustment. So I always recommend to my people that like to go to chiropractors, hey, the day you're going to go to the chiropractor, book an appointment with me. I can work specifically on those muscles around your spine, get all that loosened up and get the knots out of there. Your adjustment's going to stay. It's going to stay in place, and the problem won't be coming back so easily. There's just a lot of little self-care things we can do. Staying hydrated is another big one. I have to, forget that 8 glasses of water thing that they always told us. The guy we're different sizes, we're different shapes. Bigger people need more water. So drink half your body weight in ounces per day at minimum. If you're exercising or out in the heat, then you'll want to drink even more. We're not having the problem with the heat right now. It's been incredibly cold. It's like unseasonably cold. Everybody else, but we can still laugh at the people that are up to their waist in snow, because still I had to scrape the sunshine off my windshield this morning before I left the house. But again, only $50 an hour, 2 locations that you can get work done at in Peoria and in Phoenix. The Peoria location's at about Thunderbird and 94th Drive in the Avenues at Sonora and Life Solutions, or in Central Phoenix on 7th Street between Thomas and McDowell. And go to the website, I'llFixYou.com or PainManagementArizona.com, and you can find out information on how to book an appointment and come in, see me. The worst that's going to happen is you're going to get a great massage. The best that's going to happen is your pain's going to go away. That's the most common thing that happens. We get your headaches to go away, migraines to go away, back pain, hip pain, shoulder pain, all these things you've suffered with for possibly years or decades can normally easily be fixed. And starting after the show on Sunday, we will be moving to 9 a.m. on Sundays. So tune in, tell your friends. There is a solution. We can get rid of your pain quickly, easily. And we will be back after these brief messages.
I'llFixYou.com. Therapeutic Massage with Trigger Point Therapy. This is real lasting pain relief. Regular massage is great, feels good, great for the body. But Trigger Point Therapy corrects the problem that's causing the pain at the source, even decades-old pain. Headaches, back pain, migraines, sciatic pain, and so much more. Safe, natural, and gentle, half the price of the big chains, only $50 per hour. Go to I'llFixYou.com.
Listen to Healthy House Call, Arizona's most popular live wellness talk radio show, featuring functional and integrated medicine, right here on Independent Talk, KFNX 1100 AM. Sponsored by Healthy Habit Health Foods. Come visit the real deal.
Nothing hurts my mom, but she showed anyway. She'd always say, you do what you need to do to take care of yourself. But she thought that meant she had to do it on her own. We were trained to help others, but there's strength in finding help for yourself too. We're in this together.
The VA Women Veterans Call Center connects veterans with personalized information on VA services that can make a difference. Call 1-855-VA-WOMEN or visit www.womenshealth.va.gov.
The Del Walmsley Show, weekdays at 2 p.m.
There's some things to learn from the discussion, which is to constantly be trying to improve or grow what it is you do in your portfolio and not just continue to replicate what it is you figured out how to do. I decided that what I needed to do was just continue trying to buy more and more partnerships.
The Del Walmsley Show, weekdays at 2 p.m. Everything you need to know about finance and real estate. For more information, mypassiveincomesystem.com. mypassiveincomesystem.com.
If you missed the Alex Jones Show, you missed this.
They don't want you to feel like your lobbying or what you do has any power. They want to demoralize you. And everything they do is about demoralizing you. They're setting up a corporate world government where everything you do is tracked in real time to game you and scam you and rip you off and consolidate markets in their own words.
Stay up late. Alex Jones, weeknights at 1 a.m. Independent Talk, 1100 KFNX.
Welcome back to Pain Management Arizona. I am Bob Miller. I'm the owner of New Serenity Massage, and I am a licensed massage therapist, neuromuscular trigger point specialist, and pain management specialist. With 2 locations you can visit me at. One in Peoria at Sonoran Life Solutions, about Thunderbird and 94th Drive out in the Avenues. And in Central Phoenix at 7th Street between Thomas and McDowell at Urban Wellness. Just had the company Christmas party over there in their cafe that's going to be opening soon. City Farms Cafe, plant-based menu. It's also farm to table. They have a growing the stuff right there. Bring it right to your table. Really great place there. I can't wait till that opens. And we are back talking about pain management. Got people tuning in. We are streaming live every show, and we'll be on the Sunday show when we move to 9 a.m. Sundays on Facebook and on YouTube. Both channels are called Pain Management Arizona, which coincidentally is painmanagementarizona.com. Can get you to my website, get you more information. And if you wanted to advertise on my show, I have special rates for sponsors and lots of stretching charts, free ebooks, and all sorts of great information on the website. You can even book a massage directly on the website. Go in, it shows you the schedule, what times and days are available, and book it so you know you're going to get the time you want. I have appointments available pretty much 7 days a week because I don't really take days off. Days that I don't get booked, I consider that a day off. Sometimes I'll see nobody's on the schedule for the day and then take the day off. But somebody said once, do what you love and you'll never work another day in your life. I feel I have achieved that because I love what I do. My clients are great. They all really appreciate what I do for them. And it's just a blast. It's just a lot of fun getting people's pains to go away when nobody else could. And again, like I've been talking about, headaches, migraines, back pain, shoulder pain, hip pain, numbness and tingling in the hands or feet. Most all of these can be corrected very easily, very affordably. I only charge $50 an hour. I have coupons and specials on my website most of the time, so you can get an even better deal than that, but that's a screaming deal to begin with because if you go into a lot of those massage places, they charge $79 to $99 just for a 1-hour massage. And they generally don't have the staff that can really do quality therapeutic massage. To be perfectly honest, since I've been in this field, not terribly long that I've been licensed, I have not met anyone that can do the type of trigger point work that I can do. I had other massage therapists that had been a licensed therapist for 10, 20 years longer than myself come to me asking me how to address a problem that one of their regular clients would have, and many times asking me if I was okay with them telling their client to book with me because they knew I could take care of them. Because I don't do just what I learned in school. I learned the basics in school, and then I continued to study independently. I studied on my own after I graduated. I studied acupuncture, acupressure, shiatsu, Thai massage, lomi lomi, and looked at what are all the best parts of all these. What do they all have in common? How do they differ? And one of the really fun things about the acupuncture studying I did, acupuncture has been around for 5,000 years. And a lot of the maps of the body have been around for 3,000 years. That's the little outline of the person, and it has all the points that are marked with numbers and names and Chinese characters. And these are the points for headaches. These are the points for back pain and all, et cetera, et cetera. And I look at these points on this chart that says, this is a point to stab a needle into healthy muscle tissue for headache relief. And for one, I'm not a fan of tearing up muscle tissue with a needle, especially when I look at this point where they have it marked. And I know that that's the upper trapezius, very common place people get knots in the muscle. That's on the accessory nerve that intervenes with the facial nerve that will give you a headache behind your eye. Because I know the anatomy of how it works. I know about the stuck fibers and the blood trapped in the muscle and the pressure that's on the nerve, the very scientific, medical, anatomical reasons for it. When they came up with the acupuncture and acupressure stuff, they talk about the energy meridians of the body. When I look at these charts that show the energy meridians of the body, I see the nervous system. They did not know anatomy like we know it now back then, and they were accidentally discovering the nervous system of the body. Here's the brachial plexus, here's the lumbar plexus, here's the sciatic nerve, here's the femoral nerve. They are almost exactly lined out on these old charts as we know the human anatomy and nervous system today. So it's really great stuff. I'm really very surprised that there's so few therapists that continue to study. I guess I'm just an anatomy nerd. When I'm sitting around watching TV, I got my laptop on my lap and I'm looking up more and more stuff. I've got to the point now where I'm ready to write my book about neuromuscular trigger point therapy because I'm not finding answers to the questions. I have to look at the anatomy and the nervous system and the muscle system and figure these things out for myself now from experience because I'm asking questions now that have not been asked. And I have to discover the answers myself. And that's where this kind of therapy works as opposed to going to the doctor, because the doctors, they go off what's been written down before them, what others have experienced, and they go off of those types of things. If you come in with symptoms ABC, they're going to say the diagnosis is DEF, and they're going to prescribe a treatment of XYZ. You come to me with the symptoms ABC, I'm going to say, okay, I'm pretty sure I have a good idea what could be causing that. Let's check the muscles and find out. Then I find where the knots are, I release the knots, and then it goes away. I do it by practical practice, not off of what others have written down before me. And that's why I think my system is so much more effective than what's going on. I like what somebody had told me once. They said, if you tie a string really tight around your finger and the end of your finger turns purple, you go to a doctor, they're going to prescribe you anticoagulants and blood thinners. You come to a therapeutic massage specialist, they're going to untie the knot. That's all it really needs, is to take care of what is causing the problem. And that's what I do with neuromuscular trigger point therapy. Again, very gentle, very passive. I had a gentleman the other day that came to me for an hour and a half session, a lot of stuff to work on him. He came back, again another time because we hadn't gotten everything. And he said he was amazed at the fact that he was not sore the next day, because he was fully expecting to be very sore from all the work we did on him the next day. And he said the next day he felt nothing. The pains were gone, but he didn't feel sore or have any pain from the treatment, because it is very gentle, very passive. I'm not forcing anything. When I release trigger points, I'm encouraging your body to take care of itself. I'm helping the muscles to fix themselves. Even though my website is I'llFixYou.com, I'm more helping your body to fix itself. Very gentle, very passive, very affordable. As I say, it's the best price in town and the best results anywhere. Only $50 per hour, $75 for an hour and a half, $100 gets you a 2-hour massage. You can barely get a 1-hour massage at most of those places for that, but it's only $50 an hour and very effective. Most people get complete relief in a 1-hour session. Everybody gets incredible results in just one session. You feel 100 times better than you did when you came in. If you come in with a headache, halfway through the session, it will be gone and probably won't be coming back anymore, especially if you have chronic headaches or even migraine headaches. That's the one I love to fix, is migraines, because those are so horrible for people to have, so debilitating. But again, we are moving. The show is going to be moving to Sundays at 9 a.m. So tell a friend, tell a family member, tune in 9 a.m. on Sundays on 1100 KFNX for Pain Management Arizona. And we'll be talking more about pain management. 2 locations that we can get you fixed up at, Peoria and in Phoenix. Go to painmanagementarizona.com. We'll give you a link to go to the main site, I'llfixyou.com, and have all the information, the prices, the discounts, the coupons to get you fixed up, get your pain to go away. That's my favorite thing to do in the world, is make people's pain go away. And you can book directly online. You can buy a friend or a family member, or even yourself, a gift certificate. So go to I'llfixyou.com or painmanagementarizona.com. And we are done with our Friday shows. We will be back Sunday at 9 a.m. We'll see you then.
The information and opinions you hear on this radio show are those of the host, guests, and callers, and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of KFNX, its affiliates, management, or advertisers.
Go to I'llFixYou.com.
If you missed the Dana Show, you missed this.
First off, no responsible parent brings their kid to a violent riot, especially when you've seen all of these people throw projectiles, etc. Why would you endanger your precious children by bringing them with a violent mob? And people who want asylum, they don't make this desire known by throwing projectiles.
Dana Lash, afternoons at 12 p.m. Independent Talk, 1100 KFNX. You're listening to Independent Talk 1100 KFNX, Cave Creek, Phoenix, a division of Premier Radio Stations. The home of the Dana Show. KFNX News Time.
Shutdown
It's
toll,
10 o'clock.
market bounce. I'm Bart Eckert. There was no meeting of minds during Friday's session between President Trump and congressional leaders in an effort to end a partial government shutdown. Trump is sticking to his $5.6 billion demand for border wall funding. Democratic Senator Ben Cardin says the shutdown is taking a toll.
Clearly, this shutdown is ridiculous. It hurts people. People are trying to figure out how they're going to pay their mortgages, how to pay their bills. People who need government services aren't getting them. People want to buy a home, can't get the FHA approval of their mortgage payments. And the list goes on and on and on.
Trump says he would prefer coming to terms on wall funding with Congress, but he could go another route.
We can call a national emergency because of the security of our country. Absolutely. No, we can do it. I haven't done it. I may do it. But we could call a national emergency and build it very quickly. And it's another way of doing it.